I built this PC for $120 and flipped it for a huge profit in just 2 days. Let me show you how I did it. To start this build off, I got this BioStar TB85 motherboard with an i5 4460 CPU and CPU cooler for just 150 Danish krones, which is about $20 US. I actually bought this off the same guy that I bought the CPU in the previous flip from. This is an awesome deal and perfect for ultra budget flip. It didn't come with the IO shield though, so I designed one and 3D printed it. For the RAM, I'm using 2x8GB of DDR3 HyperX Fury that I talked the guy down to 80 Danish krones, which is about $12. This is a really good deal. Realistically, you should be paying $12 to $15 for this for a good deal. 16GB of RAM is perfect for a gaming PC, and when you're gonna try this, try not to get those ugly bear sticks. That won't look good. Also, 16GB of DDR3 is pretty hard to find these days, so wait for them to pop up in your local marketplaces. Now let's put it in the case. The case I went with is this Stutzer C320 RGB case that I got used for only 100 Danish krones, which is about $15. This is a really great case that comes with an RGB controller with a button for this front LED strip. New, it's 300 Danish krones, so a pretty good deal. Now, it did have a couple of problems. First of all, I thought that there was 2 USB ports and the mic and headphone jacks were missing, but turns out that when I was cleaning it, they were just loose, so I taped them on again. I also cleaned it to make it look as good as possible. I used my air duster and window cleaner for the glass side panel. Now, when I was installing the motherboards, there were problems with the standoffs, so I ended up having to use some other standoffs that I had in my screw kit. I also used some screws in this screw kit for the case, since it didn't come with screws. Next, I plugged in the front panel connectors. For the GPU, the GTX 1066GB looked really good for the price. It has 6GB of VRAM, is in the 10 series, performs well, and has a 6-pin power connector, which is all my power supply has for PCIe power. I got this white Asus model, which I know doesn't match with the build, but this is what I could get for a good deal on. I got this for 300 Danish krones, which is about $40. Pretty good deal. I also 3D printed these PCIe covers because there was some missing from the case. For the power supply, I actually got this for free from a super old PC. It's a Cooler Master Elite 460 watts, which yes is a really low on the PSU tier list, but at this budget, can you really afford one that's tier C or better? It has ketchup and mustard cables, so I covered them with electrical tape. Shout out to PC Customs for this hack, it's super smart. It only had a single 6-pin power connector for PCA, and the 4-pin power connector it was super short, so I needed to get an extension for 29 Danish krones, which is about $4. For storage, I got this brand new 240GB SSD locally for only 95 Danish krones, which is about $14. This is a real good deal, and getting it brand new is definitely a plus. 240GB isn't a lot, but I couldn't really add a hard drive since there wasn't really space for the hard drive tray. I also added a little Wi-Fi adapter for only $1.50. Check out my PC flipping gadgets video for more on that. Now the PC was done, so let's test it. I firstly ran 3D Mark TimeSpy and was going to install some games to test, but the games didn't finish downloading to my game drive before selling it, so I only got to test 3D Mark TimeSpy. In 3D Mark TimeSpy, it got a score of 3,939. Compare that to the previous PC that cost about the same, that's almost double. Here's a price breakdown of what I paid for this PC. In total I paid 811 Danish krones, which is about $121. This is pretty great for what's in this PC. Now, what did I sell it for? Well, I listed it for 1,700 Danish krones. Other people were listing similar systems for about 1,400 to 1,800 Danish krones, so I thought that this seemed fair, and I wasn't expecting to get the full 1,700. The first day I had interest from 3 people. One person ended up not being interested, one guy wanted to pay 1,400, and one guy wanted to know whether it can run EA FC 24. On day 2 I listed it on Gula Gratis which I was gonna do to the start, but I forgot. When I did this, someone wanted to buy it for full price in under an hour of it being listed. I ended up selling it to him within about 2 hours. This made me 889 Danish krones, or about $132 in profit, which is really good for this low price of a system. This was a pretty successful flip, I would say. If you liked this video, check out the other videos in this playlist on the screen now, or subscribe to see the next episodes.